we're having a maintenance, so we got some patch notes going in. I don't know if the servers are back up yet, actually. Just pop it on during lunch, in between work. I just thought I'd do a quick video just to look through the patch notes and give you my views on it, things to look out for. Things where it could be a success, things where maybe it's going to fall flat. This one's mostly about PvP, so good for me because I like to do PvP. So anything that comes out in the game that allows you to do more PvP, especially because it looks like it's cross-server, then I think it's going to be a good thing. So we'll just like scroll through the patch notes, have a look at some of the things that's in there, and I'll try and give some views on it. Obviously, there's more than just PvP in this one, although the vast majority of it is associated with it. So let's have a quick look through, see what we think. Won't be that long, this video. So update 71, so it's second part of the Symbiosis, which, as we know, we had Symbiosis Part 1 last month. It's update 71. We can watch a video in a bit, but we'll scroll through on that. So these are key areas that's in there. The arena combat's the main thing. It's a bit like a battleground, 5-on-5. But coming along with it is also a new ship, which they've tried to follow like the Holy Trinity, where you've got DPS, tank, and healer. And you've noticed that they've brought a healing ship out previously. And we know there's support ships such as Cerritos. And now we've got a tank ship, which is the Vindicator. So we'll talk around that a little bit. We've got more levels of Syndicate. The Terran Empire faction, which is kind of the faction store associated with the arena. So we'll look at that. And that comes with new officers, missions, cosmetics, battle pass. So regular stuff that normally comes along. So they said they've got this arena combat. So the first thing to note is that we're not going to get it till 14th October, which is what, 6 days from now. But it seems like in the APAC region, which is Asian area, they're going to be testing it out on the 10th. So there is a probability, probably high likelihood, that people are going to complain in the APAC region. Something's going to go wrong. You know, it's going to be laggy. It's going to put level 70s in with level 40s. So something's going to probably happen, I think, in that testing. So I think it'll be, if it does come out to the EU and North American regions on the 14th, then I'll be surprised. But hopefully it will do. Hopefully there's no issues with it and it just works first time. But I got a feeling there's going to be a few complaints about this particular one, particularly because I don't think there's a massive proportion of the community that really like PvP and just feel they get bashed to pieces by the whales. So if you can avoid that and it gives them a 5v5 combat, we'll get onto it in a bit, that is competitive for them and not destroyed by a really high level whale, then maybe it may bring more people into the game. But people are going to be really critical about it if that does happen. So they just mentioned in here that, you know, this was on the roadmap, instance PvP back in for the 2024 roadmap. So, you know, it's good that they've got a roadmap, they're following it, they've been working on it. They're obviously looking at different ways to be able to make best use of some of the features that already exist to encourage PvP. I think that's important. So for a long time, they've always wanted armadas to be a PvP feature. You know, 2 teams battle it out together to see who can kill the armada. But most servers have just put ROEs in place that says, you know, once somebody starts an armada, you leave them to it. And if you try and kill or steal an armada, then it's something that you're probably likely to go to war for. It only really happens if you are at war, and then it can be quite fun killing other people's armadas. But I think the original intent for armadas a long time ago was to try and get people to compete for them, go in and fight each other, both got the flags up against it, and to see who actually wins it. So I can see they've kind of built that into this as well. So that's what arena comments. So how do you participate? Well, it looks like, you know, you've got to put a team of 5 together from your alliance. You've got to be Ops 40 or over, which is probably okay. I don't know. I can't see anybody lower than 40 maybe wanting to get involved with these. And it also stops, a level 70 trying to get a level 20 in or a level 10 in to bring the average ops level down to get easier matchups. But I'll get onto that. You could probably still do that with a level 40, couldn't you? So if there's a few level 40s and you're one level 70, you're going to bring that overall ops level right down. So that's something I don't know how they're going to balance. We need to look out for. So yeah, so you've got squad leader. They put a team of 5 together. You're going to click something, I guess, on the alliance screen and say, I want to go to the arena. I don't know whether there's currency to get in, but what I will say is, I think it said it further down, it says that you can only do this 1 day a week. So that's a bit disappointing. I don't know why they've only done it 1 day a week. Maybe they want to try and make sure that there's lots of people that want to do it. And maybe if they thought you could do this any day through the week, it kind of spreads people out through the week. So therefore it'd be harder to create the matches. So maybe they're thinking if we do it all in 1 day, then to get your factions and your rewards, you've kind of got to do it on that day, and maybe they'll put some events on that day as well. Competing battle arenas and complete SMSs. Maybe they'll do SLBs, kill people in battle arena or score points in battle arena. Maybe that'll become a new weekly event that appears. If that's the case, I can kind of see maybe they don't want that running every single day. Makes sense, but it does mean that you're going to be limited to only doing this 1 day a week. So yeah, it says there that matchmaking is based on your team's average ops levels and arena rank. So if it's just ops levels, that would have been problematic, because I can tell you now for a fact that the high level G6s would have just been, 1 or 2 of them and then 4 level 40s just to bring the average ops levels down and then go lay waste and get maximum scores. Which I still think will happen because it's based off that and arena rank. So maybe there's some fresh ways to make this work. So if somebody's like, G6, rare or epic, and they're a really high rank, then I think maybe in the matchmaking it needs to find if there's other people within a limited a rank around what their ranks are. So if there's 2 like that, it's got to have at least 2 other ranks similar sort of level to them for that matchup to occur. And if it does that, it could kind of overcome and stop unbalanced teams. Because what you don't want is like loads of mid-50s, high 50s coming up against 2 level 68s, 70s, and 4 level 40s. Because if that happens, they'll just be unstoppable and just go around with speed crews on 10 billion power, 20 billion power ships and just zip around and kill everybody constantly. So it'll just be pointless. Now I think that's going to be the major feedback that they get on it. I think something's going to happen where the matchmaking is not going to be right, and they're going to have to tweak that matchmaking and maybe make more rules around the arena ranks per person to make it more effective to get more equal matches. Okay, so that's a bit around the matchmaking. You can continue playing the game as usual while waiting for match. Okay, so basically what this is a bit like, we're looking for a group feature if you're playing a massively multiplayer online game. You say, I've created a team, I'm looking for 4 DPS, 1 tank, 1 healer. You don't just sit looking at the screen waiting for that team to be formed. You go away, carry on gaming, and then it'll come up and say, okay, I've got your people. Do you want to enter the dungeon? So I like that for the fact you're not just sat waiting for a screen to it. You can go away, you've set your team up, you're now waiting for another team somewhere to be able to get matched up against you, and then you get pulled into the arena. I'm assuming there's going to be some sort of countdown or ability to decline it, because you might go away and you might be in the middle of an armada, or you might be in the mirror universe doing something, or you might be in the middle of anything, and you don't just want it to instantly get pulled in. So we'll see. I think that could be another issue if there's no ability to abort it or delay it. You might be able to say, "Oh, I'll delay entry by 1 minute or 2 minutes." So there's got to be some sort of delay feature associated with that. Otherwise, people are going to complain saying, "I was in an armada, I had 10 seconds, 20 seconds ago, and it pulled me into the arena and wasted all my directives." So something like that they need to watch out for. So yeah, it looks like when it says similar to incursions to your loading screen, so when you cross over on incursions from one server to another, it's like you're going into the cloud and then you're coming back on the other person's server. So this is clearly, it's going to spin up a new instance of, whether it's Azure or Amazon, I'm not 100% sure. It's obviously going to spin up a new something that all your station and ships are going to go across to. And then I think there's an image of it somewhere. I know I saw that. I'll come back to it, because I have seen an image of this. It's kind of like your home system, the arena, and the enemy's home system. So I think you start off in your home system, so you can set up your ships and all stuff like that. And I think you can only take 2 ships into the arena, so that's good. So yeah, you place in your home systems, and then you've got that warm up period. So this is a bit like, if you're playing an FPS battle royale or something, and you kind of in the little area at the beginning, you're setting up your skills and stuff like that. So you kind of got that warm up period to set up your officers, set up your ships, etc. And then you warp into it, and yeah, it looks like you take 2 ships in at once, and you can swap out ships and officer crews. So I just wonder when it says swap out ships and officer crews, I'm assuming that doesn't mean while you're in the arena. So like, you can't like, "Oh, I've got my ship in there, I'm gonna like take off one strike team and put on another strike team, or I'm gonna put flocks on, etc." I don't think you're going to be able to change officers while you're in the arena outside your station. I think when it means swap out ships and officer crew, just means you can walk back, change your ship, and then walk back in again. But you can only have a maximum of 2 ships in that arena at once. So probably mechanically it'll just be the same as choosing a new ship and new crew in your station, and then setting back out. I could be wrong, but that's what it reads, right? It says all repairs are free during the match. I mean, repairs don't cost anything anyway, really, do they? But I guess it's nice for the fact that if you get blown up. But I guess if you're, even big G6 ships, they've got trillions of that or whatever, aren't they? So load the speed up. So it don't. I mean, it's nice that it's free repairs. I get the point. They're trying to encourage people to come in and not worry too much about the repairs. It says ships automatically repaired when you enter and exit the arena. So I guess it's because it's a new instance. Maybe just like as your station and ships go across, it's just repairing them for you. And when you go back, it's kind of repairing them again. Not a big thing. So each team, yeah. So how do you win? So it looks like you fight each other, get points, and then there's other stuff you can do. And we go into, but anyway. So on that, it looks like there's 2 ways to win it. One is, it looks like there's a threshold of points. So let's say you've got to get to 1,000 points. First to 1,000 points wins. Or if nobody gets to 1,000 points, the person with the most points, it says after 10 minutes wins. So it's like a 10-minute battle, which feels about right. I'm happy with 10 minutes. It's not a slog for half an hour or an hour, but it's not just going in for a few minutes. 10 minutes feels about right, actually. I'm quite happy with that. So yeah, so this is the other screen around more details. It's kind of covered most of what we said. Look, so you can exactly open 1 day a week. So you're going to go in. It looks like there's a new arena button there. We've mentioned all this about matchmaking. based on ops levels and rank. He says we've talked about all that. And so this is that screenshot that weren't on before. So you can see on the left hand side, you kind of got your alpha system, the enemy's omega system, and then the arena itself. Now it does look like there's a little symbol there, which means token entry. So it would concern me if they gate this, and I bet they will do, off tokens. You know, I'd love to be able to just say, right, I'm going to spend all day going into and out of these and doing stuff, but they're not going to let you, or they're going to give you tokens of entry points, and you're either going to get them free per day and you'll max out at, say, like 5 or 10 or something, or you'll have to go to the shop and buy them. They're going to do that, aren't they? Because you can see that little symbol there means token. That's normally a token. We'll see. I'm hoping it's not token locked, but maybe it is. So you get your 2 ships, swap them in and out, and free repairs, and then you got your victory points. So how to earn points? Because they didn't say that on the previous patch notes. Destroying hostiles. So it looks like hostiles are going to be running around in there. You can see them here. You must get points for zipping around and killing them. So one possibility is if you're a bit lower level and you're not high 60s and you're going to get killed in PvP, you put a speed crew on, zip around and kill a load of hostiles, and if someone tries to kill you, you zip away from them. So that's one tactic maybe. Killing people, obviously, a bit deathmatch-esque, and once you've killed the ships, they can be repaired and brought back again. So it's not battle royale in a sense that once you're dead, you're out. They're not. It would have been another cool feature on this. Would have been to like let 50 people go in at once, countdown, and then you've all got to go and kill each other, and the last man standing wins. That would have been a pretty cool thing, and maybe that could come in the future. Looks like there's armadas. Now these armadas, I'm wondering whether the new tank ship is needed to be able to kill them. I bet it's not. I'm pretty sure that ISO critical damage will destroy them armadas, and I wonder whether you can use speed ups on them. Doesn't say whether you can or can't, because you could just go in, speed it up, and you've only got 30 seconds. Just control the armada for 30 seconds, or maybe the 30 seconds are already. Who knows? Like the timer on them will be important, and whether you can use speed ups. So that'll be something to look out for, and how strong they are. Can you just slam your best ship in? And like any other group or solo armada at the moment, you can one ship kill it because you just use massive ISO crit damage and bang them out. But because of the new ship, which we'll come on to, I'm wondering whether it's trying to encourage you to take that tank ship in there with you to try and kill these. And maybe, they'll have to make killing one of these worthwhile in terms of points as opposed to just murdering all the players and hostiles. So, arena-specific armadas, yeah. Destroy hostile survey ships to gain solo armada. Alright, so maybe... Okay, so what that's saying, I think, is that you've got to kill these... This makes sense. You've got to kill the hostiles to get the directives to then start the armadas. So that makes sense. So your job is get in, stop the other ships from killing the hostiles and kill them, so they've got to repair and try and get back, while you kill all the traders. The traders give you directives, which then allow you to start the armadas, and the other people try and kill you while you're trying to do the armadas. So you got to try and make sure you're staying there. So a cloak's going to be pretty effective there, isn't it? Because you can cloak 12 minutes or whatever. So get started, cloak one, and then you're probably just safe and kill it. Unless you need the protector, then you got to make sure the protector doesn't get killed. So that could be interesting to see how it works out, and that's why it mentions squad coordination. Opponents can interrupt your armadas, add an extra layer of strategy. Yeah, so that's kind of what I've just said. And they've always wanted to do this. They've always wanted to make armadas a PvP feature. Get people fighting over them, coming in, trying to disrupt it. Who's the one who's going to end up winning it? So this is their chance now to realise that vision of armada that they've always had. because for ages we just use them as a form to get credits to be able to do refines. Let's be honest. Get your directives, do the biggest you can, get the starter chests, you know, get the directives from killing them, get your max refines in. That's whether it's solos or group ones. That's the only reason people do autumn orders, really, isn't it? So you can do your refines. So yeah, so then you get your post-match rewards. So the winning teams gains a rank bonus. So like if you win or how you perform, I guess you get ranked higher up, and you get more arena emblems. But guess what it's saying here is that if you lose, yeah, you'll drop down the rank, but that means you'll get an easier matchup next time, I guess. So it's a bit like a ladder, I guess. I wonder whether there's going to be an actual leaderboard that you can see what your rank is. Probably is, isn't it? Same as a ladder, really. But you still get the emblems just for participating. So even if you lose, you're going to get your arena emblems. And then arena emblems are the new Terran Empire faction store. And that allows you to get, rewards and purchase various items and upgrades to your gameplay. So officers, whatever, it's whatever's in the faction store. So, and if we go here, back to this, let me go down to the faction store. Syndicate, no, Terran Empire faction. So this is what you can spend it in, and here are the things that you can get. So we can get Mirror Uhura, which is an officer, but I don't know if I don't think there's any information on Mirror Uhura. Yeah, so I don't know anything about. I don't think there's any information on Mirror Uhura. I'll go in the game in a minute and see if there's any info. Oh yeah, there she is. Okay, yeah, so there is information on each of them. We'll have a look at them in a minute. So you're going to be able to get one new officer there, and all the existing mirror officers. That Emperor Georgiou's crown. I'm guessing that's a tech, is it? Doesn't say. So I'm wondering whether Emperor Georgiou's crown is a forbidden tech. So we'll find out what that is and what it gives. Or maybe it's an artifact. It's either a forbidden tech or an artifact. You're going to get some premium mirror dust. Great. That's always good for your research. The new ship, but it looks like you're not going to be able to get that this month. So the free-to-play version of getting the new ship, which we'll talk about in a minute, is going to come from competing in these arenas. Cosmetics, yeah. Terran rep, which I guess means as you increase your Terran reputation, you'll be able to unlock better rewards. Classic stuff. Terran credits, which I guess is what you maybe refine what you've won in the arena to get the Terran credits. Probably how it works. More arena repair tokens. So repair tokens. It was saying repairing were free. So I wonder whether that means you can repair your ship without going back to the station. So maybe this is a new thing where you can, a bit like the NSA Protector, which allowed you to come back with health. So maybe it's like hull repair, resource like gamma resources and speed ups for level 60 plus. It looks like you can increase your reputation on the others if you want. Okay, and then it looks like this Terran thing also has favors, a bit like the Bajoran. And I did look through these. These didn't look that good. So cost efficiency of Ruthenium, Cosmic, and Alliance Star-based research. Okay, helps, but not brilliant. Cost efficiency for all your ship-port stuff. Again, good, but I bet a lot of people have got most of them ships maxed. But if not, I guess for the, if you're mid-40s into 50s, then that is all useful. It speeds up. There's nothing wrong with speeding up the ability to max out all the ships. So, I mean, it's good, but I won't be spending on it. Cost efficiency of blueprint bundles for grades 3, 4, 5, and 6 ships in FTL stars. So there's a bit of debate about this one. I never have any issues having enough to be able to get these anyway. So, but If it makes it quicker, and it's also quite useful if you want to buy more ships to be able to level up and tier for faction hunt. So that's helpful as well. Would I spend on that early? Probably not. More Protomaster tier up catalyst reactors and fusion rods. So that'll be a good one to get because that's always really important and helps you. Officer promotion cost efficiency. I don't know. I mean, maybe on the Borg, if you ever kind of limited in terms of the nanoprobes to upgrade the Borg ones, but I don't know. I don't think I've ever had an issue where I can't click a button to be able to promote them, but it is what it is. It's a benefit. Reduce faction ship unlock costs. So is that not the same as? Oh yeah, I mentioned that before. So what was it? Cost efficiency of blueprint bundles. Is that not the same as that? Reduce faction ship unlock costs. Cost efficiency of blueprint bundles. So maybe you get more blueprints and it goes down. So I guess them two may work with each other. Maybe I've misunderstood that. Maybe them two are the same or maybe they're different. Maybe one gets you more or cheaper to get more prints and one allows you to need less prints. Maybe. Daily reward of Syndicate XP, so that's good because they've added more Syndicate levels. Cost efficiency for Mirror Universe Premium Rifts. Yeah, I guess it helps. The Premium Rifts are probably the one that you got the least amount, but it's not going to change dramatically. Increases base Apex barrier versus players for 1 round. During any round, the opponent's the state effect applied. Okay. Well, the thing is with these Apex barriers, on their own, they're all right little, and I've not been that interested in them because the officers alone get you thousands of Apex barrier. So, like, all these little ones are kind of, don't feel as good to me as, like, doing massively more ISO crit damage. So I've not been focusing on them. But I guess over time, these Apex barriers are going to just become, the new hull in terms of incremental games. So incrementally getting more and more Apex barrier all the time is just going to give you a slight edge in PvP. And then obviously we mentioned shield and hull health while in arena. So, you get a bit PvP in there. So again, same principle, incremental gains. You've probably got lower diminishing returns by now, but more is always better than less, and it always slightly adds up. So let's have a look at the new officers then. So 4 new officers, yeah. So Madriad Vael. So this is the one, the exclusive. Oh no, it's not. Oh, this just must be just a general new officer. Increases Apex barrier versus invading entity. I don't know about any, like I don't know, but like I eat level 61s because they're the highest I can hit, and they barely even hurt me just with speed crew, and I use so I don't know. I don't see the benefit of that at all at the moment, but maybe when I'm into G6, there is some invading entities that are really powerful, and that will be useful. But the below deck one, each time your ship gets hit by a hostile armada, increases your critical hit chance by 4, 5, 6, 8, 12%. So that's a bit U-esque, isn't it? So it's another U. So I think that's quite useful. And it works on armadas. So you can start adding crit chance from lower deck on armadas. So she's going to be quite good. But I highly doubt she's going to be using an officer. Unless maybe you're trying to get synergy with that group. Maybe. I'm not too sure. But I think below deck is where that officer is going to be. Why people are going to want to in the same way that you want you. Except they work on armadas, so that's pretty good. Yeah, take that. So then Mirror Uhura again apex barrier for 2 rounds when receiving hull damage from a player with a simulation. So a bit of a counter to the mirror crew where you need a simulation to work. So I guess maybe it's kind of like, do you want to go all out attack with your mirror crew, or do you want to throw in some additional apex barrier defense? I'm not sure. I think maybe again, when you're out killing hostiles, again, you know, if you had 2,000 apex barrier, or like this apex barrier versus hostiles, is probably just going to be another one on a grind crew. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe because that is plus percentage. So if you get 100%, that could be good actually. So if you proc assimilate, they proc assimilate on you. No, you play with us. So you assimilate them. You're probably going to get all mirror picks and or e-data or mirror data, sorry's apex barrier. And if that's like doubling it, that's probably quite a lot. So it could double the effect of whatever apex barrier you're getting in PvP if you get simulate off. That might actually be quite strong at max levels. Even at that, you're getting 50% extra. So I'll change my mind on that. That's probably quite good. I'll have to do the maths on it to see how that'd work out. But certainly, if you like, right, let me get the game loaded up. I'll need to update it. It's probably not up yet. Get that updating. So we'll have a look at that, because like maybe if you can double your apex barrier, let's say you're using mirror data in captaincy and you're getting that massive guaranteed apex barrier, and then you get a simulate off and then it doubles that, then if you've got D's out below deck, that's almost guaranteed to simulate from round 2. If you can get through round 1, could be decent. I don't know. It's worth testing that. Okay, Felum. Call plus increase FKR reps. Okay, well, if you're grinding rep, that seems okay. Hand off my loot. Protected cargo. I mean, I don't use protected cargo at all because I never put myself in a situation where I need protected cargo just because of the ROE of the server we've got. But maybe if you're on a server where you need protected cargo, you get killed a lot, could be useful. But I'd say he's just going to form part of a faction grind crew. So worth having, but probably not going to kill him to get him. Buy our weird looking thing. Every time your ship gets hit by a non-model hostile, increase your crit damage. So that looks reasonable. I like the sound of that. It's a bit like, well, no, I was thinking of Riker, but that's damage increase each time you get hit in an armada. That could be worth testing. Increase loot gain from hostiles. So it's probably that's probably a better one. It'll form part of a loot crew, that won't it? Not for armadas, but certainly for out grinding stuff. Like particularly in Mirror Universe, mind you, should be using protectors by now probably to get everything that you need, but through mining. But we always want more loot gain, so that's not bad. So they're not too bad officers. Officers are alright. There's quite a nice mix of PvP, PvE, a few like ones we need to test to see if the doubling your apex barrier or increasing the apex barrier is going to make it stronger. So I quite like them. They're not too bad. Okay, so we've covered the officers associated with that. Let's also look at the syndicate expansion. Yeah, So they've increased, they've added 10 new levels to Syndicate basically. They have got this claim all button that comes at Syndicate level 27. So most people hopefully are up at 27. It's still, I don't know why they had to gate that claim all button to Syndicate level 27. That just seems really, ugh. You know, that's just a ease of life thing that everybody should have. So I don't like that really. And also on daily goals, I sometimes like to not pick up the faction ones that's going to impact Klingon, but I may start clicking the button and just living with the minor faction loss that's not Klingon. Because it's probably totally dwarf compared to everything else I'm getting as faction increases for Klingon on them daily goals. So I may just click that claim all button because it is a right pain having to click, 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 click. It's real pain. So that was good. And then, I mean, I'm nowhere near these levels, but you get more hostile loot, more FKR credits. I mean, the ISO damage looks good, doesn't it? You gotta get to level 52. If you're a big whale, you'd like that one. Daily goal increase. I don't know what that is, because I'm not that high level. A new epic syndicate officer, which there's no information about. Oh, it is. That's that felon. Okay, well, I'm not going to be troubling getting him anytime soon. If the ways to get him is to get to really high levels of syndicate faction. That's a bit of a shame. So, I mean, so he's only for FKR grinding, so he's the worst of them officers. So it's not the end of the world. It's just an ability to be able to grind faction rep quicker. Okay, so then the other thing that we've not talked about is the new ship. So let's go back to that. The Vindicator. Tank-like. So they're not called it a tank because it's tank-like. Because a tank in a proper game would be, you know, you go in, you know, you set your tank to keep the aggro on the boss, and then your DPS whacks it, and then your healer stand in the background healing it, and that all happened in real time while you're tanking. But the way that they've kind of reimagined a tank in this game is it looks like it's going to do little to no damage, but it's going to literally take all the shots from 20 rounds. So you could, the taunt here is making it so the Armada will just hit that one ship for 20 rounds, which means all your other ships, you don't need to worry about survivability. You could just do maximum damage on them, and they can smash it. Now I'm guessing that taunt duration, and okay, so you got to upgrade it. So maybe it starts off, it's like it'll take all the damage for the first 2 rounds, and then when you max it out, it's for 20 rounds. And maybe there's a cooldown on this, so it's like, I don't know, an hour or 30 minutes. I don't know. We'll have to see what the cooldown is. But then as you level it up, that cooldown comes down. So a bit of a pain that, because if you've got to wait for the cooldown to start another Armada, I'd be interested to see what them cooldowns are. That'll determine. I mean, to be honest with you, I wouldn't really need this ship at all to kill any Armada in the game. So, yeah. So let's have a look at the next passive ability. The passive ability increases weapon damage by X% for 5 rounds each time you're hit by an Armada. No, weapons with multiple shots will trigger. Okay. So each time you get hit, your damage is going to go up. Okay. But I guess the whole point of this ship is to take damage, not deal it out. So who knows? But maybe if you can, maybe some Armadas that are out that have got, they're going to go long rounds, and you're going to soak all the damage up, and then you're going to need this to kill it in the later rounds because you increase. But it's only 5%. So I mean, That just seems against the point of this particular thing. Like, if this is a tank, if I were a tank I'm playing Throne and Liberty at the moment, if I were a tank, yeah, I'd want a taunt, but then I'd want increased mitigation skills, not increased damage. I'm not bothered about my damage. Now, maybe if this increases weapon damage for all ships in the Armada, that would be good. But if it's just for the Vindicator, I just think that's a bit rubbish, because that ship's not there to do the damage. But we'll see how it plays out. So it's got 18 tiers and Great Wards, so you get ship ports and research currency. Okay. So you need to use this ship to get... So maybe as you tier this up, you're going to get a refine, which allows you to get new research and allows you to get new fleet commander shards for Lorca. So there's your free to play. There's your free to play version to get Lorca then. So you've got to kill them with the Vindicator including, so you can get Lorca fleet commander unlocked. That's okay. I guess there's a reason if you've not got fleet commander Lorca already. I bought him, but if you've not, you've got to use this ship to be able to get Lorca. But it's not really free to play, is it? Because you've got to buy this ship. Or you got to wait a month to get the ship free to play. Well, to start getting the ship free to play, then you can use it to get Lorca. So if you proper free to play, that's a long wait yet still to get Lorca. But there is once you have got it, you're getting Lorca skill points now. Because I wondered what the ability to get Lorca skill points was, and there we are. We can see we can get Lorca skill points via using this ship. So I guess I would be using it because I want Lorca skill points. So it's probably not. But the thing is, like, I'd just send this along as just so it's there, so I get the rewards. But my main faction ship's just going to kill it anyway. Unless they bring out new armadas where, this tank ability is going to be really important, which maybe they will do over time. And then you get credits, some new officers, temporal disruptors, and your countdown speed up token. So, yeah. Rewards can be claimed using spacework circuits, which are earned through weekly events. Okay. So, there's going to be SMS, SLBs to kill armadas or do damage in armadas with this ship. Located at the end of Starship Tree, there are 40 new nodes specifically for upgrading the Vindicator. Okay, so we're going to get some new stuff via the SMSs and SLBs to help us upgrade the ship. Utilize interdimensional data to make this new tank ship a force to be reckoned with. So maybe you get space work circuits, you spend them in the research tree, or refine them, and you get interdimensional data, which allows you to upgrade the ship. Okay. So I think right now probably a bit of a nondescript ship that, in terms of needing to use it to win an armada, because there's nothing out there that your best faction ship can't kill anyway. So, but I guess everybody, if you, I guess on a solo armada you can put multiple ships in, so you can just stick this in as well as your faction ship. It's a group armada, you can only put one ship in, so not everybody's gonna want to go and stick this Vindicator ship in, because then you might lose. So you might need like one faction ship and 5 or 6. Yeah, 6. Everyone's got 7 these days. 6 Vindicators, just literally there to get the reward, so you can get Lorca skill points or unlock Lorca. That's how that's going to be used. Unless they bring out armadas with new mechanics where you must use that ship. Okay, so that's. I think we've gone through most of it. Terran, we've done through the officers. Missions, I'll let you play through them and enjoy them. For me, they're okay, but I just click through them as fast as possible, leave it as long as possible just to get the rewards near the end. New battle pass. Oh, let's have a look at the bug fixes. There's a visual bug causing the P shield timer to change randomly. Yeah, I got hit by that. I woke up in the morning. I always put my shield on at midnight. Or I would make sure I got shield until midnight, put one on. I woke up in the morning, it said I didn't have a shield. I'm not being attacked, so I couldn't figure out if I did or didn't have a shield. But I applied another, and it did say this will overwrite your current shield. So, again, being fixed is probably good. Tap of the Nova Squadron building now will correctly redirect. Yeah, stop. So this in the other stream I said this. It kind of opened you up on one of the skill sets, which is weird. One of the options. So don't do that. Yeah. So Alliance gains relegation threshold on leaderboard after fixing a rounding error. I know loads. One of the biggest alliance in our server kind of finished quite high up the Master League. It said they got relegated, so they got hit by that bug. So it looks like that's been fixed. So that's just some updating words. Fixed a visual issue with Sloan's counterintelligence while the buffers apply correctly during combat. The isolated defense percentage is also updated properly on the management screen now. So that just looks like it's a UI thing. Symbiosis Port 10 mission now reward the correct amount of trait XP. Okay. Button text for the Nova Squadron really now consistent with other button formats. Okay, just UI. G6 solo model ability now have distinct icons. Okay, UI. Corrected the wrong character portrait in enemy ships. The independent factions. UI. Resolve missing localized strings. Kind of UI. Missing link with Gabriel Lorca skill tree UI. New alliances now appear in the Bronze League. Okay, so if you're a new alliance, you start in the bottom league instead of the qualifier league. Won't affect me. Resolve the bug where the target defeated column incorrectly displayed yes when the attacker was defeated. Okay, UI. Alliances pips now disappear after roll the claim. Well, that's good, because I hate having pips that don't need to be there. Fix inconsistency in mission rewards. Okay, fix visual issues. UI. UI. Hostile abilities now quickly appear in the full scan when multiple. Okay, well that's interesting. Hostile abilities now correctly appear in the full scan information screen when multiple abilities are present. So maybe when you were scanning them, it weren't showing everything. But I guess it was in like the mini view when you clicked on them. Fix rule the cost of one. Alright. G6 solo models now respawn more quickly after being defeated. I guess good for G6 players, which will be me soon. So increasing respawn time on our models is always good. Added a gradient in Alliance games task to help players scroll through tasks more easily. Okay. Claim all button. Right. Okay, there we go. So we've been through the entire patch notes. I'm not going to watch the video because we've been through the patch notes. So the main things there, obviously, are the arena, the new ship, and then all the faction-y stuff that comes off the back of that allows you to get the rewards. I suppose there's not. You could call it a loop. Well, I guess there is two new loops. There's a PvP loop that you got to do once a week to use up all your tokens to go and do your battles, and then you've got a PvE loop around using the Vindicator ship to get your rewards, so you can get your Sloan and Lorca skill points, or unlock the officers. I probably will buy that ship because I want more Lorca skill points. But will I? Maybe. I'd have to have a look to see how many skill points you're getting from it, and whether the ship's usable in the arena in any sense, or whether you need it or not. That might make the the thing for me. Because more log skill points is important, but if I've just got to wait a month, but then it's probably a 60-day, 100-day journey, isn't it, to get it free to play from that. So I'll have a decide on whether I'm going to get this ship or not. I may or may not do it. Is the game back up? Let's have a look. Went down at 9, didn't it? Quick look. We're going to get some food then. Back to work. See if it says I can get in. Yeah, the game's back up. So let's have a look. Them alliance, is it there? Arena's there, look. So arena available on the 14th of October. Bronze 4, 150 to bronze 3. So nobody's got any points, have they? So what's the leaderboard? Are we all 0, yeah. So it looks like it's just a normal leaderboard. Yeah. And look, arena rating. So like how all the others are in capital letters, and they've decided to do that one not in capital letters. Consistency in the UI would have been nice, wouldn't it? Back. Our Space Raiders top of that arena rating. Don't make any sense, does it? It's players, so that's a bit of a bug. But there's nobody at top. You alliances, and there's no alliance leaderboard for the arena. Then by the looks of it, it's just players. So I guess it's just going to work like any old rank, like assessment rank or whatever, isn't it? So that's all it is. So another leaderboard. So go to the store. No, didn't like that, does it? Fed, Kling, Rom, Org, Rogue, Bajoran, Xborg. So it's not appeared yet. No, it's not appeared yet. So maybe it'll only appear at another point. Let's have a look at them officers. Group. So if we go to the mirror ones, show you what we're saying. Now, mirror pick could get you up to 30,000 if assimilate procs. And as I showed before, that if your mirror data doesn't proc round 1, then you're just going to get killed in round 1, because that's what I was doing to like 2 billion G5 epics with my Sompek. So it's still a bit too RNG for me, I think, until mirror data gets higher up. Look, it's only 55%. It's like a toss of a coin as to whether you're going to get assimilate in round 1. From round 2, if you got DZOC max, you're pretty much getting it, but you're probably dead by then, or nearly dead. So it's still too RNG for me, that. If you got data on, and let's give data full synergy. So look, where's the new one? Mirror Uhura, was it? Yeah. So she's the one who increases it by a percentage, and that percentage is, there's no diminishing returns on that. So let's go to my ship, menu, assign officers, group, find the mirror one. So if you put like, let's say I was in my Sompek, let's say I was attacking an interceptor, let's give ourselves full synergy. Just get full synergy. I'd never do that though. Probably. I mean, you could do that, so you get in. So you're gonna get your guaranteed thing. We'll see the side of that. So at a toss of a coin, you're gonna get these two things. You're gonna get an extra 10,000 apex barrier, and you're gonna get an extra 400%, 450% energy damage. What would Kira give me? bit lower thing, but you get extra shots. So if Kira were higher level, this probably is worth it. But you're giving up quite a bit of that Apex Berries at 3,500 instead of. But anyway, the point being, you won't be using that anyway. You'd be using probably Picard with Uhura there, Mirror Uhura. But let's say you did get full synergy. That's what we're interested in. What does that give you? 45,000 Apex Barrier. So if you had Uhura and you double that, you get 90,000. Which, if I'm correct in saying, because that should be taking off 45% of all damage. So if you doubled that, you could stop 90% of all damage. So if you went, and obviously you could swap in Troy there, couldn't you? If you were fighting explorers, and I've not got the battleship one, but there's a battleship one as well. So if you've got your ship specific officer, take your ship specific officer, you're going to get 45,000. That's probably going to go up to 60 odd thousand from level 1. So you can stop 60%, and that'll go up to 90,000. I don't know if it works like that though, because that's, you could just say that that's stopping 90% of all damage, and maybe that is true. So I will need to test that and understand the maths on it, but I think there is a potential worth testing for Mirror Uhura. Back to the group again. Definitely think there's worth testing Mirror Uhura. What if we get her down here? It's down here, isn't it? She's here. For that. So if she gives you max synergy, we know we got 45,000, and then doubling that would give you 90,000, which is maxed. It does say for 2 rounds after receiving damage from a player ship with Assimilate. So I'm just wondering whether if you got damage in round 1, you'd get the 100% in round 2, or whether it would appear in round 1. We'll have to find out, won't we? You could read that either way. So 100 is 1%, so 1,000 is 10%. So 90. 100 is 1%. You get 1,000. Should be 10%. I don't know. My maths has let me down there. That just feels like a lot of Apex Barrier if you got 90,000. If that gets doubled to 90,000, I'd have to look at a graph and chart. I'm sure I've seen it somewhere. I think there's some sort of diminishing return or something on how that works. But it's going to, maybe it's not 9%, but it's going to be a lot that you stop. But then you're going to have to, you're probably going to be just firing loads of normal shots. So you might still die anyway because you're stopping their damage but doing no damage yourself. So you need to figure that out. That's why the time crystal comes in, probably. You cloaked, maybe. 3-0 boost. Okay, well, what else was in here? Let's look at the research. It said it was in starships, was it? Yeah, they're here. Increases Vindicator's base damage versus Armadas while using the taunt. So that increases its damage. Increases shield when fighting Armadas. So you taunt, you get extra shield every round. So it's like a Cerrito boost. Increases base ISO damage for all ships. Well, that's just for all ships, so we'll want that, won't we? 100% want that. Less defense, so sorry. Still good. Oh, it doesn't say it's only PvE. It doesn't say it's for one ship, so that's quite nice to have for PvP. Increased Vindicator shield mitigation, so that's just making it tankier. increase shield health, tank here. Repair the percentage of the damage taken in the previous round of combat when fighting solo or morders. I don't say it's just for the Vindicator, so again, this is just like a whole recovery. There's a few of them about now. The Vindicated base damage versus Federation or morders, so okay, so you can get, it goes quite high that. It depends. We'll have a look at the ship. Maybe it's just really weak to start off with. So maybe it's really weak, but you need to get this really high so it actually does any damage. But they're all Vindicated ones versus the FKRs. Isolated damage versus all morders for all ships. So, I mean, I'm killing them anyway, but more ISO damage for all morders is always good. And that's against solo all morders, so it's the same principle of that. So you get hazard resistance, base athletic defense versus grade 6 solo or morders, that's for grade 6 people. That research is okay. There's a few in there for Vindicated, but they've also thrown in a few to increase base ISO defense and increase your ISO damage for all ships. So there's a few in there for even for your general gameplay without the Vindicator. So they're probably worth having a look at. So let's look at the ship itself. Where is it? Don't know what level it's going to be. No. Sweet Borg. It's there. It's just a 4-star epic, 52 million. So it's about the same power as Protector. Off the cuff, at the dock. Stronger than the Eviscerator. So 43. Oh god, it's not got much hull health, has it? $2.1 million. Oh my god. 50% isolated. Oh, that's just probably what I've got. It's hard to tell, isn't it? Increased weapon damage by 5% for 5 rounds each time you. So that's that passive ability, and that's its taunt. It's got what, 43 million health. What's that compared to some of this? 595 million. We'll have to see how that scales, won't we? I have no idea how that scales in terms of amount of hull you've got. There's no point being a tank if you've got no HP. It's like me, Leroy Jenkins in pretending to be a tank into a boss that does like 50 million HP per hit, and I've only got 45 million. I just get one-shotted. So we'll have to see. I assume they've balanced it in a way that as you move up the levels, it might become actually useful. Because right now, off straight out the dock, that looks like it's not great, but we'll just have to see. So let's have what's a similar ship? NX-01 had a similar. What was that straight off? 30 million. So let's look at my NX-01. See what. Yeah, but we don't. It might scale differently. It might just scale differently. But this is a tier 6. Might be able to upgrade that thing. Yeah. Let me tear it up. Didn't realize I could do that. Do that. Let's get this tiered. But you should be saving it for an SLB. I know. I don't care. Health 70 million. So I'm hoping it scales better than that. Hull takes me to 80 million. But it's not a tank, is it, the NX-01? So maybe the scaling is nowhere near the same as what that's going to be. I'm hoping that the health scales dramatically for that. Right, well, I'm not going to play now. Was there anything else? We looked at Officers Arena. We can't look at the faction yet. I think that's it. There's this news telling us that the patch is out, though. So the events are not up yet. We will have a look at the event. I might do another one later, which looks at the events and says what do we need to be saving and what do we think we need to do to win SLBs or complete SMSs. So I'll have a look at the events later on. I'll do like a part 2 to this today. As you can see, my stomach's going mad, so I really need some food. Then I'll have to get back to work. Just took a bit of a break in between to do this. Right, okay. I am going to log off, and hopefully I'll put this up on YouTube for people who are wondering what other people's views are on these patch notes and what may come from it. So hopefully people find it useful. Cheers. Let me get to this and